How to find the right web designer for your cannabis business. Cannabis businesses need professional, high-quality websites to represent their brands. However, finding the right web designer can be difficult, especially if you're a new cannabis business in the industry. You'll want to make sure that you're on the same page when it comes to budget and project timeline with your new cannabis website designer. By considering these types of things, you'll really be able to find a web designer that is the perfect fit for your cannabis business. In today's video, I'm going to talk about how to find the right cannabis business web designer or the right web designer for your cannabis business. And I'll help you consider key factors such as web designer's experience, their design style, and whether or not they specialize in cannabis industry websites. Hey everybody, Courtney Clark here from Quick Pro Digital Marketing. We help businesses in the cannabis industry to get more results from their website so that they can increase revenue without wasting time or money. And we do this through our unique Quick Pro website building process. And you can actually book a discovery call with me by clicking the link in the description below. And with that being said, let's jump right into the video. Professional websites for the cannabis industry. In recent years, the cannabis industry has undergone a dramatic transformation. There was once a time when businesses in this industry were looked down upon, it was frowned upon, marijuana, people getting high. But because of how the world has changed now and the attitudes towards cannabis use and the laws, things have really gone in a more progressive direction. And as the industry has grown, so too has the need for professional cannabis industry web design. And in order to compete in today's marketplace, cannabis businesses really need websites that are functional, informative, and visually appealing, right? You really want to have that connection. Cannabis industry web design presents a unique challenge for designers. Not only must the website be aesthetically pleasing, but it also must conform and fit within tight regulations for different states and different things like that. For example, in most states, or really anywhere in the US, a website needs to show age verification before you come onto their website if you're dealing with cannabis industry. So as a result, the cannabis industry is really more of an art and a science when it comes to web design. Fortunately, there are a number of companies that specialize in cannabis industry web design, and these types of companies have the experience and expertise necessary to create websites that meet the legal requirements while still maintaining a high level of quality and professionalism. So be on the lookout for those types of companies. As the cannabis industry continues to grow, so too will the need for high quality cannabis websites. So now let's talk about finding the right cannabis web designer and how easy or not easy that is. So really, the cannabis industry is a rapidly growing industry, as I mentioned before, and as we all know, with more and more businesses popping up every day. This means that there is an increasing demand for cannabis industry web design services, and we really want to make sure that the correct connection is being made between the two. However, finding the right web designer for your cannabis business is a difficult task, and there are a few things that you really should keep in mind when searching for a cannabis web designer. First, you really want to make sure that the web designer has the experience in the cannabis industry. This will really ensure that they understand the unique needs of your business and can create a website that really reflects your brand and connects to your audience. Second, you want to choose a designer who is familiar with the latest cannabis industry trends. This will ensure that your website is up to date and looks professional. And lastly, you really want to find a designer who is willing to work with you to create a custom website that meets your specific needs. Don't go template route. By keeping these things in mind, you can really be sure that you will find the right cannabis website designer for your business, all right? Another thing, communication is key for a cannabis web designer, okay? As the cannabis industry continues to grow, more and more businesses are recognizing the importance of having a strong online presence. However, with so many new cannabis companies popping up every day, it can be a difficult task to really know how to get started with the website design. design. And so it's important that you find a web designer who understands the needs of your business and the unique needs of the cannabis industry. And you can create a site that meets your specific goals by taking that route, okay? Another thing I want to share is when it comes to the budget and timeline, it's critical that you guys are on the same page. You want to make sure you're on the same page as your web designer from the start. This will really help ensure that your cannabis website project stays on track and doesn't blow up your budget. You really want to make sure you're on point with that. Once you've found a designer you're comfortable working with, have a frank discussion, a very direct conversation about what you can realistically afford and how long you're willing to wait for the project to be completed. By being upfront about your expectations, you can avoid any stressful surprises down the road, and you can really have better experience when choosing your web designer. So in conclusion, cannabis industry web design is a specialized field, and it's important to find a designer who understands the unique needs of your cannabis business. By keeping everything we talked about in this video in mind, you can be sure that you will find the right cannabis industry web designer for your business, and you'll be off to a great start. So if you're looking for more marketing tips for cannabis industry websites, be sure to subscribe to our channel. We'll be releasing new videos all the time so you guys can stay up to date on the latest trends and marketing strategies within the cannabis industry. And then also, if you're looking to take your cannabis industry business to the next level, we have a full team of cannabis web design experts who can help you design a website that is sure to impress your visitors and increase your conversions for your website. So I'll leave a link in the description, and you can use that to sign up for a free discovery call day to learn more about our services or just learn about how we can possibly help your cannabis business grow. All right, so with that being said, I really appreciate you guys staying to the end of the video. If you guys have any questions for me, feel free to leave a comment in the box below, or in the comment section below. I hope you have a great day, stay blessed, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.